Yabwa Badum TV Premotobre Kasee no safe nya breneti ensam ni nkyeremu ankasa Ghana mampani nana adodanko Akufo-Addo wa bo eye aban ene UNB bank na wo maboso ye papa ne ankrankra ne wo nyina ni age se one district one factory no ebetime abamu sede tie na ime kasa no mampani nana adodanko Akufo-Addo ne finhye aduoso miensa no UNB abehye ne bo se wo de sika 100 million dollars eba betachire na one district one factory no etimi abaso na no na mampani hu ne se nani agea kire se ne birthday no awiemu dia na yesasem we ya wote ye kire se obi ani abre pese botaye no ebaso Adom TV Kasee etwaso.
The whole design of the one district one factory policy lies expressly in that. To come across a bank that says that it has $100 million ready to support the project, that's a major piece of news for us. I know that the bank itself has gone through a fairly turbulent recent history. But I'm understanding from the way you're talking, from what I hear, that it's over. And that a certain amount of stability has now been brought into the operations of the bank. The people who will be at the center of driving the initiative, one of them is here directly. But mostly important is how we in government and you in the private sector can work together in a very transparent and productive manner to bring some of an initiative like this to fruition. I think it's extremely important. Our main concern is establishing the policy, providing the regulatory framework, and also doing our best to control the business environment in the country.
Mampani na adodanko Akufo-Addo no wo wie ye na bedi e kire Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia enso de nsema hodo atodwa na ne titiru no fa nhyehe aban no wo ye sebeye sikasam toto ye wo man Ghana mu no ebegira na so na be ya kono na Ghana ni de hye bia no ne won so ebetimi enye sika agunu botomu mampani abedi e kire nkasa mu no mba aban mu no na wotwe nsia emu enie ene ma de di pefe se be koyi nto ogidie Adom TV etwaso.
We have set ourselves a major task for this year in 2017, to put in place the 3 pillars that would anchor the formalization of the Ghanaian economy. We think that these 3 pillars are very critical. They are what we call the unwritten rules of the game. Because the whole economic development game, nobody is going to come and force you to do a national ID, to be able to identify your citizens. If you don't, that's your problem. So this year, we want to bring in a national ID card for the economy, for the country, so that all our citizens are uniquely identified. When we do that, we will no longer have any questions about the electoral register, who is on it, who is not on it. It will be quite simple, and we should be able to move towards the digital address sometime in July, and then we proceed following that with the national ID, because when you come in to register for the national ID, you will have to put in your address also. The 3rd pillar of our formalization of this economy is to do with financial inclusion. Too many of our people don't have bank accounts, with some 60%, and we want to bring people into the banking system, the financial system, and we are challenging the Ghana Interbank Payment and Settlement Service, GIPS, which is owned by the central bank, to lead that process.
Mampani abedi e kire no Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia yetwaso na yakomrashe bedwafie mu di amrashe bedwani ma omanfo awo Boko Central Mahama Ayariga ene ya chene contempt no na ni nyina no efa demdie bia pani de betu dwasa koso ewa appointment committee bosome ene ye de ma wo mojo gate committee enra afei na brewo yi pomakwan mu hwehwemu ni nyina no da di sanu kura bi anim sa dem die bi ekoso sa de owura mahama Ayariga eka ye nti akoba say na se wagu ekuo no ana parliament nyina no wonu manim ase samna to aso no Adom TV Kasee di akire ediba.
Mr. Speaker, cannot therefore rely on the hearsay evidence mentioning 2 mystery members of the Appointments Committee. Mr. Speaker, in the circumstance, with regards to the first issue or term of reference, which is to establish whether the first Deputy Speaker, Mr. Joseph Osei-Usu, took money from the Energy Minister, Mr. Bwacha Ajako, and gave it to the Minority Chief Whip, Honorable Alhaji Mohammed Mubarak Mutaka, to be distributed to the members of the Appointments Committee. The committee is unanimous that there is no evidence that Honorable Bwacha Ajako gave money to the Honorable Joe Osei-Usu to bribe members of the Appointments Committee. Furthermore, there is no evidence that this committee can rely on to lead it to the conclusion that Honorable Joe Osei-Usu gave money to Honorable Mohammed Mutaka for the purposes of bribing the members of the Appointments Committee or for any other purpose at all. Mr. Speaker, your committee is of the view that a multiplicity of rumors does not metamorphosize a rumor into a fact.
Na wasansem ya ora jogate rebrofo eguso no ora mahama Ayariga bako central mra bedwani ani de piemo no na se nra nwumre konkon no asem ne beto odwa no ho na no na wo se wo de chawpa mu odene e de mamra bedwafo nyina afisa asem ne ba ye ne de enye mamu nko a kire na hie makwa mama hodo so ntie de nim gwase e na aka mra bedwafo nti na hu behia so de chawpa mu odene e ma se de koye no Adom TV Kasee etwaso.
I have every intention to show you utmost respect and act according to your directives. But I'll do myself grave injustice if in rendering the apology, I do not point out certain matters that I also feel are important for you to advert your mind to. Mr. Speaker, in the first place, you set up a committee pursuant to Order 191. First legal question is, does that committee have the power to come to conclusions relating to matters of contempt? Does it have the power? You set it up to find facts and report the facts to you. Does it have the power to come to conclusions on matters of contempt which are clearly spelled out in Order 30, 31, and 32? Facts, not to conclude on contempt, because the issues of contempt are clearly defined in the standing orders. And so that is the first thing that I just wanted to advert your mind to, whether the committee can make findings and come to a conclusion that the provisions of contempt have been violated. That's the first question. Mr. Speaker, the second question is, they used criminal standards determining the burden of proof. Mr. Speaker, if you conclude that you want to use the criminal standard, then you might as well have, during the proceedings, used the criminal process. What is the criminal process? If you call a witness in any criminal trial, he should also cross-examine the other side, so that you can come to the conclusion that will enable you to exact criminal sanctions. You didn't do that. Mr. Speaker.
Ti mahama Ayariga no se chaw pano ba ya man brofo nkoten en wo we ya ne yase kurunso anyasi ya beto so na yakoye nsam foforo momai mu sofo hwe yemfudie en kwaye mu nsam so ro usafiri akoto wase abanya abai de Ghana fomfa won hunto no so fi sani so ade hunu kase pa ne sei won mo bebo amakria timi akoso wo mamu nti en wo mo ba ye na planting for food and jobs eno ne ade ba ko ministry ne si wo mani so so mbedu ho na ombuta nyina ne se akuafo bedua no baye bebre na wo mbetwa nso wɔn twa nipa na bɛkɔ akɔtwa no so na de adwuma ɛba we no munyina yɛ hyehya mfie na yɛ da yɛ nim sɛ wama na nkwane ahoɔden wɔ hɔ a wɔn hwɛ sɛ betumi aboa agriculture adwuma no Adom TV kaseɛ ne no to ankɔmɔ yi ɛso
Oman so afọ hwe nkwe adwuma ho nsɛm so no monyamfo wusu afrie akoto de ato dwa sɛ aban de nneɛma egu akwan so aboa sɛ de bɛyɛ Ghanafo ani ankasa betumi adua nnuane bebree na de adwuma nso abrɛ ɔmanfo ɔse saa hyɛde a wɔn mato din planting for food and jobs no ɛyɛ ade ɛbɛma Ghanafo adi yie na mfie nan ɛwɔ yɛ nanimu yi aboa ma adwuma bebree aba ɔman mu na yɛn sikasɛm fa kuaeɛ ho nso etumi akɔnkan ɔsoafo yi sɛ sɛde yin ku adwuma sia yɛ no sie mia nani na ya ma yin san kɔfom ennuania no bai no bebree ampagya yin ku adwuma a ɛbɛdu brebe no ɔman Ghana yɛ ho bɛkyere yɛn papaapa
planting for food and jobs say idea aban any sudia or the chair kwan obefa so a obebu akuafo ama wo modwuma no so akoso from and nyina no kosi say aban de ehunu say fuye o Ghana no adwuma no kwan na ekofom na de ntie ekofom no yenim say nam say aban no mo a wosanka ode bo akuafo no ema so tete hwe fie dunia emre bia no sika aban de ehye kuayomo no tia na so tia na tie ntino ehunu sa no aban foforo wa ba na kufuado o si o de sika no o de sika be hye kuayo adwuma no ye afi ye de kuafo be opepe ahanu na ye hyase o districts ni nyina wo Ghana ha sei na no ye mo aduaba emu odua ebema no bae kese na mo fertilizer ka ho na di nipa won bebo akuafo na ma omo aye adwuma na tumpon aye from extension officers no omo na chese ye no so ye fa nipa be apemo a on bebo akuafo no na fi ahwe kwan be fa so a se no bae no so ba ense wonfuo no na ebeto ama akuafo no so anye sika ato mo botomo di san hihye ni nyina no na kambo mu a ema kuayo no ebepeya
yento so na yenkɔ aso ye hwɛ mabuno ne agudie ho nsam so afo hwɛ so Isaac Kwame Asiama so mo ba be yen hyehyɛ bi ne wɔn yi daba akɔde asi hɔ na mabuno bi a wɔto ho asi hɔ na wɔn yɛ bibi stronko no sa mabuno no yetumi ɛbɔ wɔn mo aba so na ne nyina no Ghana assist da ye die no Coca-Cola fo wɔn so famo no wɔn mo yɛ bibi a wɔn de ɛyɛ nkai dum de akai Ghana dem fi hye aduosia no na numu no mabuno bi wɔ hɔ no ma wɔn ayɛ nema bebree ama akɔ animu nti sɛ bɛyɛ bɛhyɛ afoforo nso dene na de wɔn suni wɔn betumi ayɛ nti so afɔ nde na no atum so wɔn bɛyi da bi asi hɔ na wɔde abɔsa mabuno no abaso Adom kaseɛ ɛto aso
Watu nsafre ni peduosin bia won modin boso ani aba won abaso e de abata Ghana yenamane ayeye e de aka yenimfie eduosia no ho na dwumadi a Coca-Cola fo ene hyehye yei ene oman so afo hwe mabunu ne na gudie ho nsam so monyamfo Isaac Kwame Asiama e de tudwa se esese oman biara no enipa a won bo won ho modin e wo mu no ye ya hyehye sonko bo won abaso si ane se bra ye bo won abaso no e be hye afoforo no mo nkwan e ma wonum firi won pemu aye ne obetumi biara de asom no man ama Ghana aye kra behwe odumonyamfo Asiama se yetimi ma niema ti sei ekoso na ehye dodo no ankran a ebema wono ankasa ye wono nnuma obra wonfo nani nto aban nnuma so ne beboa nso ma wona bra bomu mpuntuo etumpon
yes yen National Youth Awards National Young Achievers Awards ese dipa na o man Ghana hu se sebio obia so usum papa wuma umaya ye wo akwafa so ye de cow ye de sumo na o man Ghana hu se yes ye wo abia ade a esumbo ay se yetimi twini yi wo hye for me my channel about 2 areas awards ready e was o man Ghana kwa disi ono na ye hye na o man nkasa no yetimi nya a day to award young achievers o man nkasa no ye be san hye no it also be eye ankwa se Coca-Cola de o ma ye sumbo eso ani te fata se ankwa nyina esua se ade asumbo se ya trase mu se sebi wo hwe ensema ye kan se de bia Africa na ne de bia na se bio e bonesa na se ne papa sa yo young ones out there promising ones out there a on pesa o man na bibire mo gisi on na ye kokoye nim
Yenya we so na yankofa donko betes sankra so imrafi so mada roma no mbo ya chidom say ye koko how anaso wani Daniel ba bosumi ye besi fufuro mu ye ya kwe unya donko betes be bo wada roma ye twe ho ye ban sam no ye beto aso Yamwa kwa Adom TV Premotobre Kasee no so adonko betes sadaro manombo ya chidom na nsam ni nyina no nya bi hwe na unya bi so etie ye tufa na Yakobo ase ewo Asante Mantam no mo Oboase Municipal Assembly make say wo mu da sumu na ni nyina no say wo mu de Electricity Company of Ghana for ka free 200 Ghana cedis e cross se kano when any pa woman san home and bebran son and it na yedinti and de ya disconnect wo some to so no Adom TV Kasee ediba
Enkra ifri Oboase aba be kansa ne say Electricity Company of Ghana ECG woran krabate wo ho no wonum so Oboase kropon no mra hyebedwa ede won ka Ghana cedis no empem ahenu 200,000 Ghana cedis menam so nti ukọ Oboase assembly a onu twankane mu a esum kabi ene wo ho na se assembly no betumi aye adwuma anase wontumi nya adwuma esia na enyinama hode a woni bie nti Adom Kasee na manabofo koye ene owura Charles Otin a wono no ye coordinating director ekwatwetwe nkomo mo panyini kire ne nam so nti a ekase ya beda won so a ama sabrei yetwa won kane mu no ekire
on I'm saying general regularly and say that means 1 month or 2 months can when I Kasee so this be just few months for the past several years.
You know, I said my phone about to see the environmental sacrifice of a light type of
and I don't jam it. Let me say, say a trim. But if you don't have the money, what do you do? And negotiations, and I know my and to say, on your and ya say, because you're on the machine, my control mommy, Mr. the engineer. No, the only say, or say by 10 to 2 p.m. or machine. And you will be our report via and then they are aware. You go there, now so quickly, report answer urgent. Now say also why say full and for him to handle. This year, my impress be on the for and boy easy for already somewhere when we sit down and negotiate, and they are ready to come. I hope say be an they'll be here.
Yanko kokofu na yanko hwe na nkabom hene ye owo kokofu traditional area nana kwadwo atefa ene dia to attitude ne asuafo ye wo afosu midwifery any health assistant training school what you to wonu manim se nurse na adwuma no eye frɛ etisi ye mfrɛ wo pa ne ye ne bed ne the amount wono de afuto no de masuku mofra no se nipa ho adwuma ene wo mokoye ene nya nipa ne ho odene pa obi a ne ho do no aba ho ekwan be na obefa so obesom sa nipa kro no nti nurse no ewo ho eyofre woni frɛ no a untumi nya tete sofudwuma enye obi a no betumi aye nti ene so ma bamu no agentete a wo kwa abonte no onko dance bampa edi afutu semi Adom TV Kasee edi akire etwaso
Waya mane de agye adesuafo a wono toso miensan wokopentete ye wapomde ho wo afosu nursing and midwifery training college woni wa brima wo Premotobre atum masabre de wona pomde ho nimdi a wokopre no wokɔhyɛ ase a ne sa na dwumedie no ase no ena nkabom hene o wokokofu traditional area na nakodwo atefa odikan ede afutuo ema adesuafo no sɛ ebra wono moba abefiri adesuase no wonhwe se obema wonani abre na wonbeye niema ensem fata ebema eka wonom bono emfaso biara emma so wosese wonom tumi ma wonani kɔ ade a wobesua ne so na woyere won ho prenimde no a obenya so mfaso mode abeye adwuma ma Ghana nso tumi akonkan ewa apomden ho
tete no na ye bond nipa se obetimi atena no waye adwuma bisa ban de nisika ahwe na ade a ye abu no ye bond nipa ho bi national school no ebu say kona bia dru ba bi no na a political angle obia MP bia wano kakra bia na wa ban mu no opese onso ye nursing on krum etimo ba infrastructure sama bi mu no Ghana nursing school bia ni wa obi both private and government and so ye be bre pans na nipa ba no eti ade e be stra ban say allowance no say ontimi mfa ma obia de a also twam If you say and yet fair, say you know you try one licensure nurse midwife council for and a training.
And no no Nashebujania or Jadimo Manfa one more brim not about to impress when Munyan for John or safe from Pong and Sonia Adom Kasee Ekasaye.
Senior, a buying no free Nedmasima, what to tune in Eman. Budget no so much direction, sir, and Emma Abessisi. And you will say, dear, specific to private schools, no applied. Yes. Nessa no, a buying no share our year and was a first to be kind, Eddie, dear, never why a buying back only if you want Abba. No, dear, no back, not to tune in my year. Said your Jane, Ghana, and Messia fee, a kind of pillars or developing country, no education, and health. So I'm afraid the next answer what you're not talking about. The idea who here buying a
Yet was so you go so wapum dense mo na ene di Accra Psychiatric Hospital isi wo mumununtum no ene ma bebra ka kire wo ho nti amayare sabia no kra nipa mu de nipa ni ma ne se wura ho bia pia ese sabi e bia adwen no ate ana bibia tesa penifo wo yaresabia ho adadwene ho hunu se braso se wo so mo ye nsakraye e wa yaresabia ho se be ya botaye no bedu hu nti na me kasa ide centreni ya branch kafu ide womo aye no brand ambassador seja won so betimi abod dawro na se de nipa trete wonsa wa Accra Psychiatric Hospital so no ebeba form Adom TV Kasee etoso
Atodwa sese wo de woni chirem ewo Accra Psychiatric Hospital a enema ehia sese won de ye adwuma no krani enya ade a wonom wo no sene ese na afei nso akade bi nso a eboa ma adwuma no ye eye hareɛ ma dokotafo ne anesefo no eno nso ho nsɛm aye bibia wo ho okwankyerefo wa yaresabia ho Dr. Penaman Apeu ena wode nsɛm yitu Adom ye na mane bofo anim ebra no ye amane ada na odi sesisi ade owura kafo ide ena wayi ne se won goodwill ambassador oba beboa se de be yaresabia no ho nsɛm ebetumi akɔ amansan anim.
Accra Psychiatric Hospital, the oldest and the biggest facility in the psychiatric facility in the country. Until 1904, and because of that, there were challenges. Due to, should I say, infrastructural challenges. Into so Obekoye wards, which I know most of you have seen. Obekoye ward, in from Accra. Efa hono and shed and your papa, your sewage lines and your papa, your bathroom facilities for the your patients or your clients, and even staff and your papa. And apart from even the infrastructural, we've been talking about funding issues, which is also a main challenge to us. And because of all these, we thought, say, if we again, Mamenka say mental health in general in Ghana also faces stigma. And that stigma has been associated to Accra Psychiatric Hospital. So they not make an Accra Psychiatric Hospital because Obibeka say omo adrimu yare ana bibi. It is a stigma, any challenges of funding, any infrastructure. We thought say yenya obia odimu. Na se nipa koni bedi enima nipa koni betimi relating more to the public at church nipa koni tie issues na se mental illnesses asia nipa koni betimi edi enim no wa che Ghanaians said the beya you betimi reduce stigma
yakwa sinfosu dwanimu na yakwa na se beye nsuyiri be brasse wo edwanimu nti na se north mensini assembly afi ase edwidwiri niema bia esisi nso kwan ahia no eso fi se na nsentem ye nso kakra to ewi akire na atwi afadwa no so asa no kra ya man boni afreda mo na de sankra no bai na assembly ne te ye no na ne wa fri ase a wo dwiri niema bia a blocking nso kwan enti nso to kakra bia na yiri afadwa no mu Adom Kasee eto so
Ebe break akrani ene de beto ene tifo nim se so de oni chim e wa asin fosu dwemu a nsuo to a ema edwanemu ye basa papa wei ema de tonfo wo ho no e bo modern de woni to musra assembly ni se wontu anamo e wo homa wonum se meka sei assembly no tumi akwa djuma so e wo edwanemu a wo de bo ase de be ya osuo to afa ko a eyiri ni etata ni nyina no e betumi efiri ho Yena mane bofo Alfred Amo ene coordinating director wo ho owura Kweda Ben atwetwe nkomo mo panyini ache ne ntia wɔn kɔdi sɛ adwuma no ɛwɔ dwane mu.
The decongestion, the job movement here, one of them. Nothing so, and a crime was so, another issue. A crime no. One share no now or a gatten to send a woman until in show the from Monco. Na Oma Obudo now for market hall until flood knows the market one as a result of Ahuna was so number one. Until what you do when intending is that you got to get him now you're clear your friend. I'm here with me now. The population there at the end of the day, no, you have to be good from on now. Okay, the general. Yes, yes, no one. So, there is a soft problem. Our market.